Hello guys, my name is Guillaume and welcome to this new episode of Hit the Tone. Hello guys, I hope you're doing fantastic today. Welcome to this new episode of Hit the Tone on Thomann's Guitars and Basses. If you're just discovering the format, I'm basically taking riffs, licks, bits of songs and try to give you all the tools you need to hit the tone. Please keep in mind that this is a recommendation based format, so whatever song you'd like to see here, just put it down there in the comment section and I'll get to it as soon as possible. While you're here, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much in advance. And now without further ado, let's jump into today's song, which is Welcome Home Sanitarium by Metallica. I'm actually pretty surprised that we're only tackling Metallica now, since a lot of you guys have been asking in the comment section. I've had various songs, some of you wanted some chugging, some of you wanted some ambience. I decided to start with this one, but I'm sure it ain't the last. Now, as far as the guitar goes in this song, I think this introduction is mostly played by James Hetfield, who famously plays ESP LTD guitars with active EMG pickups. Now, I don't have any of these right now. I do have this double humbucker PRS S2, lovely guitar, which I think with some tweakage will do the trick just fine. But being on the bridge position, this is our basic tone. Now, as usual, I'm not too sure about whether it's a bridge pickup kind of song, in between, or neck pickup. It's definitely one of three, but I think because we're going to add some modulation, some reverb to it, the neck pickup might get slightly too dark, too fast. So bridge pickup it is for now, and let's go on to our amp and pedal section. Now, and pretty much the same as usual, this is where the fun really is, because there's quite a heavy modulation on that intro, which sounds great. But before we get into that, here's a quick tip for you people with passive humbuckers only. Now, because the song was probably recorded, or at least very often played with active pickups, there's a very simple thing that you can do to make your passive guitar sound a lot more punchy. Because in the end, an active pickup is just a passive one with a preamp. So that means a higher output level, also more compression, which is why some people tend to not like them as much. But if you're trying to reach that Metallica kind of sound, it's definitely useful. And what you can do is just use a clean boost in between your guitar and your amp, such as this one. Now, that's already a serious dB gain right there. It's definitely much louder, it's slightly more compressed as well. We're closer to what you'd get with an active pickup. If your guitar has active pickups, obviously you don't need to do that. But if you don't, that's a pretty neat trick. And with our original signal already boosted and treated, let's say, we're gonna hit a chorus pedal. Now, I don't have a specific reference or anything that they might have used. Again, the internet cannot agree on that sort of thing, so I just picked one that I like, which is the Boss Wazacraft Dimension C, which is a great chorus pedal, and it's going to take our sound there. I'm not a chorus guy, but that is definitely a good chorus. That last bit, I think it's there, but then again, not 100% sure, and that is reverb. At least during the first part of the introduction with the harmonics, there's a very heavy, like hall type of reverb in there. So I'm gonna use the Keeley Electronics Caverns and add 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock of the reverb. That's how professionals call it. And that's gonna take us there. it's all big and washy and nice, but still retaining the definition and that really high-end crystal-y kind of aspect to it. So I think it's getting us pretty close. Now, as for the chorus pedal, I don't have any specific reference on the reverb. I think just something pretty heavy at least should do the trick. Maybe stay away from anything that's really modulated. Everything that I'm using today will be linked in the description box down below, as well as a bunch of recommendations at different price points that will help you get there if your gear doesn't cut it. And with that said, let's go on to the last part of this video, which is as usual the most important one, and is how to play the song. Now, as you may already know, there are two main parts to the introduction. The first one being that very loud and resonant E string plucked and followed by two harmonics on the B and E string of the guitar. And your fretting hand is going to look like this. Fairly simple to this point. I would say the hardest thing about it is really the small embellishments that are in the middle, because you can't really mute anything. The harmonics need to ring, and at the same time you need to go up to that G string right there to play these. Yeah, I'd say just a bit of getting used to go above the other two strings and make sure you don't mute them, so everything is still resonating nice while you get that almost like sitar-like embellishment in the middle. Okay, and now before going on to the second part of the introduction, let's just have a quick look at our picking hand for that bit. Okay, and now on to the main melody of that introduction. Again, nothing complicated really. There are two positions that you're going to be moving around. I would pay attention, again, same as with the harmonics, as to the way you put your fingers on the string to make sure that everything else resonates while you move from one position to the next. But your fretting hand is going to look like this. And now onto the picking side of it. And that's it. That's not really a complicated chording, phrasing, picking or anything. It's just like a beautiful melody that's made even beautifuler by the chorus, the reverb, the way everything sort of resonates together, and it's just glorious. But with that said, that's it. I think you guys have all the tools you need to hit the tone on Welcome Home Sanitarium by Metallica. As usual, thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you had fun. If there is any song that you'd like to see here, please put it in the comment section and I'll get to it as soon as possible. And while you're down there, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Thank you ever so much. In the meantime, I wish you a fantastic week and I will see you next Monday in a new episode of Hit the Tone.